the first one went to test mode, so it was just useless to hold him in place.
He's getting this crazy all over the radiator. You gotta move him.
All right, so Jay comes up to Laana and says, I may have found us a new job after this one.
That was quick. What did you find? We add some more
Shifty?
to the master. The guy with the crazy eyes, right?
Yeah, hard to forget.
Yeah, I could never tell whether he was looking at me or not.
You guys remember Shifty? He did some good jobs for you guys, and some not so good jobs.
I still couldn't tell whether he was looking at me or not.
Yeah.
I think that he was always keeping one eye peeled.
Yeah. What did good old Shifty have to say?
He has a heist lined up on Cloud City for us.
Bespin.
Problem
didn't
is...
the Empire just kind of knock over the planet next to that? Would we have even heard about that?
I don't know whether...
there was large Imperial presence around this, and there were stories of some blockades being run. I'll go with that.
Hey, dude, Tabana gas is booming.
No, I mean Hoth is literally adjacent to Bespin.
That hasn't happened yet. That's 4 years after Yavin.
Okay, so
yeah,
I've heard some things about the guy they say runs that place.
I think right now the rebels are hiding in Dantooine.
They're all over the place.
Yeah. Anyways, don't worry about it.
It's well, what kind of job? Like Tabana or what?
No, stealing a gem. The something or another of Yavin.
Being the girl that she is, her eyes kind of have to twinkle at that.
What kind of gem?
Yeah, like what?
He said it was the biggest coruscating gem that I'd ever laid eyes on.
What does that even mean? What does coruscating mean?
That's a lot of syllables.
Is that like Coruscant? Oh, hi. Oh, I got a little said that on my fur? Yeah, you're right.
So Shifty's on the damn place, is he?
Well, no. Shifty's here. I just paid his finder's fee in the form of a bar tab.
So he's on the floor again?
Yes.
Diagnostics are going well.
He gave us contact details, and apparently this guy needs a crew ASAP. Now, aside from where it is, the biggest complication is that the client may be under the impression that Jack is still with us.
Well, we wouldn't need him to steal a gem, right?
Why would that be a problem?
From the way that it was pitched, it sounded like our particular 5-man crew was in mind. I'm not sure of the details, but it's something to be aware of, I think.
Well, Shifty might have been exaggerating a little bit after all. It's not as if he was specifically looking over the entire galaxy just to find us, to tell us about this. He might have told other people about this, so, I mean
that's true.
Just show up there.
He's looking.
I mean, Cloud City sounds like it'd be pretty. I'd like to tour the rest of the planet. I mean, sounds like it'd be pretty cool. Like, what else do they have there?
Casinos, I think.
Bespin was pretty nice.
Alright. Cloud City, so they have, like, just, like, overlook, like, all this other, like, I mean, I haven't really been to, like, a Cloud City before.
It's
the great thing about Cloud
giant.
City is that the way it's set up, there's lots of money and plenty of easy getaways.
Alright.
It's just a giant mining operation.
Alright. I mean, I don't know how much I'll be able to help in stealing this gem, but I mean, it sounds. I haven't been. It sounds pretty cool to me. I ought to go.
Beep.
You're the ship.
Beep.
Shut up, ship. We're talking.
Fine.
Guess we can pull up the.
Does that mean the diagnostics is complete? No, right. That's a holocall. Right. Yeah.
Step over to a wall terminal or something and press the connect whatever button.
You see the grim visage of Moff Ralzarek. I am currently en route to the bazaar to get my package. Which hangar are you at?
I mean, it's no secret. If you wanted to find out, he could. So we may as well just tell him.
All right.
So we're at, the hangar K39.
All right. I will be pulling in at hangar K38. The previous tenant just had a eviction notice.
An explosive decompression.
We just hear like a slight rumble outside the ship.
And then we look out through the force field and the ship and a bunch of people go flying. Like, I think that just became a present.
Anyways, within 2 hours, you see a Lambda-class shuttle pull on into the K-38.
Is it flying casually?
It's flying casually.
Sweet.
And
All right. So before we do this, Laana, how should we approach, or rather, how should you? Do you want to? I mean, do you want me to talk? I can talk. I mean, like I can carry this guy, and Rakcharr points to the master over my shoulder, and then I can have all of the guns not pointed at the Moff, and then I can explain. That's probably not a good idea, is it?
Laana just kind of getting closer to Rakcharr and talking, just kind of wrinkles her nose. She's like, Rakcharr, you smell like booze.
Yeah,
well, no.
Kind of sniffs a little bit, and I think all your fur smells like booze.
Is that the only thing it smells like? Because after everything that I've done the past few days, that's pretty
God,
impressive.
I hope I'm only smelling booze.
Rakcharr says, I'm probably going to have to put on the armor, huh?
Or jumping the refresher for 5 minutes or something.
But it's like a badge, I carry my liquid Oh, fine, you're making sense. Right, so you're talking, clearly, because I couldn't even smell that.
He's only wearing the helmet. It's still filtering out the smell.
anyways, within 15 minutes, in walks.
During the little bit of time we have, we should decide what all we're taking to him.
Yeah.
True.
Slave drive and Captain McCrazy Pants.
Is there anything else we wanted to offer them? Well,
unless the Empire might get enough. I mean, of alien tech, it might help them win their war with the nuisance rebellion. I don't think that the Moff is the best person for that, but I think the best argument that we came up with is the hope that our xenology tech and information that we had gathered from the datapads, which is another thing too. There was a datapad that Chris's character was not able to crack through while we were at the site last session, but with the wealth of time available here, that it's just something that just popped into my mind right now that might have been something that you wanted to look into as well. Speed crack before the Moff shows up.
Go.
Chance at it.
But yeah, there was that, and basically just the Moff might be able to use this information, not so much directly, but as to other Moffs or to other elements of the Empire. However you want to present it, Ryan.
could also it might be required, some of it, to corroborate what we're claiming.
I have some video evidence courtesy of my optics suite to confirm what we ended up seeing and experiencing. If the Moth ever has any questions.
I think Donnelly's definitely has to go back to them, because if we release them somewhere else and all this Imperial intelligence from a planet we were just sent to gets out, then it'll be kind of obvious who did it.
Right.
Well, I mean, push comes to shove. He was still an Imperial soldier who survived a crash.
Right. As far as like the weapons go, I mean, we can consider this Moth basically just purchased a crate of disruptor weapons from us. He's dealing with problems that he might not mind having new technology for. But at the same time, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't think I can't really make the argument like, oh, I don't want to give that to the Empire. They're bad, because anybody we give it to is basically going to be bad.
Well, in that case, if our next possible destination is Cloud City, maybe there might be like some better like buyers for things like this and our xenology stuff there.
Well, here's a couple things to consider. One, it's going to take weeks to cross the galaxy. Two, we're taking the Corellian run past Corellia. We're going to be in much higher populated areas if we wanted to risk stopping somewhere that would have a lot more interest in these things.
And if we're taking the Corellian run, we could very plausibly be picking up a lot more interesting jobs along the way, too.
I mean, we're going to be jumping on the 5 to the 2 to the 3.
Rakcharr will slowly nod along.
Looking at a map, the Hydian Way is the closest one that becomes the Corellian run. And then we're going to have to jump over to we jump over to the Corellian run, and that goes into the trade spine. And that takes us directly to Bespin.
Alright, so that's what we'll do then. We won't bring the weapons with us. We'll just bring Captain Donnelly here with us. Because he is a former, where he still is an Imperial.
Yeah, we're returning him to his military.
All right.
We were asked, and with the possibility of like attempting to like interrogate him ourselves. I think the Empire has better trained people. I wouldn't want to get information I shouldn't have from this guy. So when the Empire gets the information they shouldn't have, they're also told like, "Oh, they milked you for information too, huh?" I see.
Yeah. I mean, this guy's so broken, he's gonna break.
Yeah, plus he definitely is a damaged, marooned POW. They probably wouldn't take kindly to interrogation even if we didn't get anything.
Basically no reason to give them reason to make this whole thing go sideways.
Exactly.
I'm in agreement with these ideas.
In walks in Amar. In walks the Moff Ralzeric in his Imperial military vest uniform, flanked by 4 Imperial stormtroopers with the weird little shoulder pad that indicates they're a sergeant.
Laana quietly comments, looks like he just came from an important meeting.
Yes. Now, where is my package?
I assume we would have it, like, let's say, lowered on the cargo elevator or something.
Something like that.
So it's sitting out in front of the ship or whatnot. And we just want to have the master tied up beside it.
Or cuffed or whatever, yeah.
Blindfolded, probably gagged so he can't make a giant fuss of religious nonsense.
Well, no, he can if he wants.
The master's kind of been
Where do you think all his strain damage kept coming from?
It's been kind of silent this entire time.
Obviously, he's been forcibly yanked out away from, what he thought was going great in his life. And, no fanged mistress here.
One fewer there.
Moff Ralzeric will look at the slave driver and give a begrudging smile, and then he'll turn to the tied-up captive and be like, "Who's that? And just what the heck? And then just what is this? I didn't ask for any slaves."
Oh, he's not actually a slave.
He's an Imperial engineer.
Is he still wearing any semblance of his uniform?
No, not at all.
You can't tell from what he's wearing, but this was, I believe, the chief engineer of your lost ship.
You will not begrudge me for disbelieving you.
We have proof. Hand over, or either to him or one of the troopers, whichever is accepting it.
Like we have
ye old data pad.
we have Captain Donnelly's like logs that he left, as well as
It's basically confession when we encounter
Well, it would
them.
show a progression.
Yes,
Yeah.
and his like video and audio speech of basically whenever we confronted him, his villain speech.
So Moff will look through the data pad and be like, well, as much as it pains me to do this, I must congratulate you for bringing one of our soldiers back home. Engineer Donnelly will be going through he's going to give you a look that says he's absolutely sarcastic. Debriefing.
His mind has already been strained quite a bit.
We have
I'm
ways
not
of
sure.
retrieving information from him, trust me.
Willing to trust him off on that. I find that totally believable.
I
once he knows-
actually want to attempt a force something on this.
A force something roll, okay.
Yeah. I think it's just going to be a force die by itself to attempt to activate it.
Okay.
But I'm going to attempt the influence basic power, which allows you to attempt to guide others' emotions.
Goodbye, Laana.
What's the defense of this? Is there a defense of this?
It doesn't force them to do anything. It just guides them towards, like, you can guide an emotion towards being more.
I'm just gonna roll this just so you know what he's working with and doing.
Because there's no actual, like, it literally just says the character may attempt to guide, shape, and even twist the thoughts and feelings of others.
All right,
and you just make the force roll.
Just make the force roll then.
I'm not even sure if I'll get. Nope. No, unless I wanted to flip a destiny, which I don't.
You don't have a light side point for that.
No, you can spend a destiny point to flip a dark to light. That's what I'm saying. I don't have one to do it, even if I wanted to.
All right.
So it's just not going to work. But okay, well, he still falls under your laws, obviously. But yeah.
The Moff will look at two of the stormtroopers, and the two stormtroopers will immediately start walking over to the master or engineer Donnelly or whatever he's going to be known as.
It would also be worth noting, and I would definitely bring this up as well. We encountered other stormtroopers like under the command of the aliens who like lived on this planet. Like we saw them in action ourselves, how the aliens were giving them orders. And these corrupted stormtroopers, like, actually following those and defending those aliens exclusively.
Yeah, and Donnelly even in his last log said something about they're coming for him or whatever, and it seems they were indoctrinating the captured soldiers.
It would have been great for you to tell. It would have been great for you to actually get information upon the indoctrination process.
From what we could tell, we didn't actually find a place where these people lived. It was just a holy site of some kind.
Be that as it may, I thank you for returning one of our soldiers to us. And
we just hope that he can get better.
You guys don't care anything about him.
I admittedly was not acting in Captain Donnelly's best interest whenever I first encountered him, but he wasn't acting in my best interest either. The whole kill them thing.
He had a lower strain threshold than wound.
I mean, what am I supposed to do in that situation?
Knockouts don't require crits.
I used a destiny point to get those restraints for a purpose. It just so happened that he ended up being my purpose.
Jay's a licensed bounty hunter. He doesn't have to pretend that he sees marks as people.
Anyways, besides the slave drive and the information about these aliens and Engineer Donnelly, do you have anything else to show me?
I believe that was all we were going to offer them.
At this
Will
time,
it
yeah.
show any of the weaponry or no?
No, we'll save that along with like the other xenology stuff that we gathered for some more interested people on our way to Cloud City.
And I'm definitely holding out hope we can do some more salvaging at some point. It's a good thing to fall back on someday.
We didn't encounter anything else of particular interest.
It would have been nice to have some record logs or anything from the ship. Oh well.
I think those were included with the yield datapad as part of the proof of his demise.
And then he said that he says,
downfall.
He says, I would have liked a corpse of one of the aliens.
It's just never going to be good enough for you, is it, Moff?
No. Like, no.
You won't. That's the Empire. They're not going to be satisfied. They always want more.
Which, you know, is great for someone who's selling to the Empire.
You asked us for the slave circuit, and there it is.
Now there's the matter of price. I do believe I did pay you 10,000 credits ahead of time, yes.
And now I will pay you in blaster bolts.
Let me just do. He's gonna start pacing in front of you and start sort of talking mostly to himself, but at you as well. Let's see here. You for rescuing Donnelly, that could probably be worth something, but he is owed a lot of back pay. Technically, he also deserted. The slave drive is in perfect working order. There you have that going for you. The information
it's an exceptional condition.
The information you have given me is quite valuable. Many scientists will spend days and weeks or whatever, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, working on it. But...
And yet...
Let me just say I only see about another 2,000 credits worth of goods here.
Well, if that... Now I'm out of character of the party. We're not looking to haggle and piss off the Empire, are we?
I am not looking to get executed.
So then, yeah, it'd basically just be to the effect of if that's how you see it, then that will be plenty acceptable and appreciated.
He's gonna motion to one of the stormtroopers who will bring over a sealed container that has 2,000 credits in it. As if that was all he was going to pay you anyways.
As if.
Yes.
Exactly as if.
And then the other stormtroopers that left with the master come back with a repulsor sled and pick up the slave drive.
So we're putting that entire 2,000 credits into the ship fund, right?
I assume I would not be opposed to repaying Lissa's part in helping pay for the thing.
Opposition to that.
You can go ahead and take your 575 back. Nope, you're taking your 575 back. Take it back.
To ship fund.
It got taken back.
There you go.
The Moff will then give you a curt nod and turn to leave.
Alright.
With his goods.
You know,
and then he waves his hand and says, "Kill them."
He starts walking away. The stormtroopers stay there. Fuck.
One of the sergeants just like chucks in a thermal detonator.
Yeah, that's a good thing to not try to sell back to the Empire.
I will just say it was a pleasure and turn to head back to the ship with our.
You guys
people.
used both thermal detonators, remember?
Yes.
I thought we only used one.
We'll only use one.
All right, yeah, one still.
Yeah, like Chris had specified, only one. But yeah. I thought that we might receive no pay, or we might have a fight, or we wouldn't get anything extra. I thought every possibility was on the table there, which made that interesting.
Yeah, that did well enough.
That's right. Now the sooner. Yes.
That's even why I tried to push his emotions towards being more genial or compassionate.
Right. Now, the sooner he leaves means that the sooner that we can leave, and I am all for leaving here and leaving that Moff.
Within the hour, the Lambda-class shuttle leaves.
And a dreadnought parks outside our bay.
Nah.
Wow, the war must be going pretty well to spare that.
He didn't come with a combat ship, even though one could be in the system.
Anyways, within another 2 to 3 hours, the ship beeps, and B's like, "Hey, it's done. Hey, you nerds, it's done.
I pour my drink on top of B.
Hey, that was good beer."
Not really.
Wait,
but,
how would you know? Can you, like, taste that?
Taste is 50% smell. I have olfactory receptors.
My.
Yes, probably noticed
We'll
me
have
come
to fix that.
Why would they give an astromech olfactory receptors?
Jay?
So that he can smell his way through space.
Jay, do you have olfactory receptors?
Yes.
Alright, yeah. I thought, yeah, your product, yeah. Because some species might communicate by scent, but,
I wouldn't know.
Alright.
Anyways,
Was
Unless
there
you- if you
anything
wanna-
else we wanted to accomplish here?
Leaving. That's the only
right?
Yeah,
Even-
with this little money to spend,
Any-
leaving is...
Any
Really?
shopping people
Yeah.
wanted to do? I'm going to pick up 2 more stim packs to replace the ones that I used.
Alright.
Oh, actually, I think that there was something I wanted. What was it?
2 all beef patties.
Only the special sauce.
Well, if Aaron doesn't know what he wants, well,
I'm finding it.
I have-
It's like the
anyways.
goggle things.
Anyways,
yeah.
refueling the ship, refilling its holds worth of food, which doesn't really cost that much, docking privileges, renting a docking bay for about 4 days now. I don't know, something like that. It's going to come out to being around 400 to 500 credits.
400
So
or
is it 400 or
500?
500? If it's our choice, we're paying 400.
All right, roll that charm check.
Negotiation or
Charm.
like okay, so I guess I'm gonna go and schmooze with the docking crew or something for a while.
Like, you got their docking privileges right here.
What difficulty?
2.
I think it's
purple.
against their chalice or against their cool.
It's 2 It's 2. So 2 purple. It's 500 credits.
They just have bad taste in women.
Here we go.
Or
Scan.
good taste.
Like,
one of the two.
fondle and just crush.
Well, the bright.
It was going to be 400, but then they realized she wasn't going to sleep with them.
That kind of ruined it.
It shattered their immersion.
Their immersion.
It
Their
broke their
immersion.
fourth wall, that's for sure.
Just
Anyways, the advantage, overhearing them talking, you do hear about a way of getting cheaper fuel for next time on the bazaar.
Interesting.
Alright.
500 credits out of your guys' pockets.
Alright,
So
I deducted it.
925.
925.
Alright. Jay's going to be getting a set of scanner goggles and refilling his repair patches and stuff.
Okay.
And he's going to show up in the mechanics bay and just say to Lissa, "Replace my eyes with these."
Put these in me.
Put these in
yeah,
me.
yeah, sure. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, Jay takes his face off to let her work.
Just gonna.
Get some Five Nights at Freddy's kind of feelings from this.
I'm glad that game's over.
There's 3 of them now.
I'm glad that it's over.
It's a good thing it's done.
And that's all we need to say about that topic. Jordan has iced that pretty well.
All right, so last call for shopping.
I don't have anything.
Still got
It's
over
cleaning
half
me
a
out.
crate.
Then I think we're gonna make our way out.
You guys are going to be hungry.
What?
Hungry for money?
Yeah, that's why we're flying across literally the entire galaxy.
Yeah, it's going to take 1 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Anyways, back
There
on
could be
that.
stopping places along the way.
You can.
I think that there was mention of Corellia.
It's on the way, at least. We're literally going
All right.
into the
You're right.
core.
All right, I'm going to incentivize
B here, since Rakcharr liked B and totally liberated B, and that if B does a great job with astragating us here, Rakcharr is willing to spend up to 50 credits buying B new holo vids, so that he has better fun and more entertainment to watch.
You had me at holovid.
Deal. Deal.
But yeah, we're going to be going literally through the core. If we keep to the main trade lanes, we're going to be passing the remnants of Alderaan. We'll pass Quat.
Quat.
If we're going to go past Rendili, we're going to go right past Rendili, actually.
Yeah, right on past it.
And then
slow down.
Thanks to B's expert skills, you can thank him later. It's only going to take you a week and a day.